and we are back with another start to a new state-only challenge here on Madden 23. We just finished the Texas-only challenge. Season 4 was their result. Nowhere near the top, actually tied at the bottom with California. The only team to finish in year 1 was the Carolinas. I left our new team, or new state group, up to you all to vote on the YouTube community tab as well as Twitter. If you don't follow along on either of those, either follow on Twitter or keep up with the community tab here on YouTube, make sure you do so you don't miss out on future voting. And essentially, we've kind of already done the Southeast, we've done Georgia, we've done Florida, we've done the Carolinas. There's some more states over there that we'll get to at one point, but we're gonna hit I gave you guys the options to choose one of the other corners, the Pacific Northwest, the Southwest, or the Northeast. And by a slim margin, it was the Northeast. So we'll be taking over essentially New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. I know there's going to be a lot of smaller, maybe some FCS schools from that region. We'll allow those to be used as well, but primarily we're going to stick with the FBS teams to start. And the team, which is essentially just the uniforms and the stadium that we'll be using, are the New York Jets. Now, the reason I'm not going with New England, even though we're basically taking over the New England area for this challenge, is because they're red, white, and blue. We just finished the Texans, who are red, white, and blue. So to make things different, we're going to go with the Jets. Also the same reason as why we're not going with the New York Giants and the Buffalo Bills. Now, I will say, the New York Jets, as well as the Giants, their stadium makes a lot of sense for us to play in because, one, we're called the New York Jets, but we play in New Jersey, so we're at least hitting 2 of the states of this group. As for our head coach, it will be Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic himself. Unfortunately, this is the only face I could find who has a beard. It's nowhere close to the magical beard of Ryan Fitzpatrick, but it's what we could get. He played at Harvard in college, which is in Massachusetts, so makes him available for us. Recently retired as well, so we'll see how well he does with his coaching debut in the NFL. As for the starting point, as normal, we will be starting with a fantasy draft. We'll go through the first 5 picks together, and then I'll finish off the team and we'll jump into the season. League settings, because everyone always asks about sliders. With this series, it's 98% sim. I will only play a few plays here and there. Most of the time when I do jump in, it's just for coaching decisions, like going for it on a 4th down or a 2-minute drive that the CPU is really bad at. So all pro is what Madden is optimized for. And since it's primarily going to be CPU, that is what we're going to play at. Pre-existing injuries, I will turn off. That way we are able to use every available player, even if they are injured in real life. It kind of takes away from the series. So that'll be off. Injuries themselves will be on. Quarter lengths will be the 8. That's what we do for all of my Madden series. And with all that done, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who apparently looks like this with his beard shaven, is ready to start drafting. But of course, one of the first things we have to do when it comes to drafting is find out what school we could draft from first. We have to draft all available players from one school first before we could draft from all available schools. So let's bring up the spinny wheel. And as you can see, these are just the FBS schools. The FCS are not on here because there aren't that many FCS players, although there definitely are some in the NFL and some are really talented. We will still be allowed to utilize them after we get through one of these main schools. It's going to have the most amount of players that we could draft from early on, so that way it makes things a little bit more difficult. We might miss out on some good players because we have to draft from a specific school first. It's just part of the challenge. So let's spin the wheel. And who are we going to get? I'm going to have to look over to the other screen. We get UMass. Okay, so I don't think they actually have that many players, so that might be an advantage for us. And as I get the list of all UMass players currently in the NFL pulled up, I see there are 4. There is, as I try to look a little closer here from far away, Elijah Wilkinson, who is an offensive lineman, Andy Isabella, receiver, Larnell Coleman, another offensive lineman, and then a cornerback in Isaiah Rogers Sr. So let's see if any of them are available. I have a feeling that at least Andy Isabella would be. Now, actually, after looking, surprisingly, Isabella not available yet, but we did have 3 of the 4 available, And the highest overall is Isaiah Rodgers Sr., who is only 24 years old, so he's still on the younger side, which is great. He's a 79 overall, so fantastic. He's on the smaller side at 5'10", 171, and he has really good zone. Tackling isn't fantastic. Press is all right. He also could potentially maybe be a free safety, might provide some position flexibility, which would be awesome. He's also going to be our first overall pick. At least he's young. So we have that normal dev, Isaiah Rodgers. Our second pick will be Elijah Wilkinson, left guard, again, out of UMass. He's on the older side, 27, but for offensive linemen, they could play until they're about 32, 33 typically. He's 6'5", 329, so a big dude, also normal dev. Did I already say 71 overall? Not sure if I did. But he has some decent strength and is at least well balanced. We'll see if he plays guard. Maybe he could slide down or slide out as well. Again, we at least have some position flexibility early on. Now, unfortunately, with our third pick, we will have to reach massively for Larnell Coleman, who is a right tackle. At least he's young, 24 years old, but he is a 57 overall. And yeah, he needs a lot of work. He at least has some strength, some lead block. I mean, there's something there. How fast is the dude? 67. Well, we can't move him to fullback, but you know, it's what we have to do. Part of the challenge. Now, since we only go through the first 5 picks together, I'm going to show you here. Andy Isabella is currently not available. That means that there are a lot higher overall receivers currently on here, so we don't have the option to pick him up now. So we could go ahead and open it up to bring in anyone. When it comes to our quarterback, the best option we have is a 73 overall Matt Ryan. So we don't necessarily have to go quarterback early on. Now, in terms of getting the best possible players, we actually have 2 Boston College guys fairly early up here with Justin Simmons, who is a 93 overall free safety, and then Chris Lindstrom, a 91 overall right guard. Possibly they could both still be available for our picks, but I feel like I want to go with the younger one. Lindstrom is 25, and Justin Simmons is a 28. I feel like we go with the best offensive lineman that we can get because I'm not sure what else will be available. Possibly we get the free safety with our 5th selection, but our 4th one will be Chris Lindstrom. And we got pretty lucky. With our next pick, Justin Simmons is still available. We're going to pick him up. He's 28 years old, star dev, and he has amazing cover ability, pretty decent speed, play recognition, I mean, really fantastic. He has a little bit of block shedding, some hit power and tackle ability, so potentially he could play a strong safety. We'll see, but he will be our last pick of this watched portion. Now I will go ahead and finish up the roster. See you in like 0.2 seconds, and I'll show you said roster. And now we can finally meet the roster. Took a long while for me to get this all put together, but we do have at least a 90 plus overall player in Justin Simmons. You saw us draft him, and Lindstrom, who's now going to be playing at right tackle. And then past them, we have in total 5 players who are an 80 plus overall, and then the one, I guess 6 players, and then the one that's the 90 plus. So a lot of room to grow on this team. As mentioned earlier, Matt Ryan was the best possible quarterback. We secured him. Past him, we have Tyree Jackson. If you guys have been watching the Commanders Replacement Squad series, he was with us for a little bit there. There's also Jake Dolgala, who played at, I'm assuming, Central Connecticut State. You can only assume that's what the C stands for. Now, at running back, we do have a 1-2 punch in A.J. Dillon and Isaiah Pacheco, maybe is how it's pronounced. I will definitely butcher some of these names. Kindly let me know how to pronounce them correctly in the comment section below. But we should have a nice 1-2 punch at the running back spot, and then Jarrett Patterson will back up. We do have the legend in Kyle Juszczyk, and we'll try to get him involved wherever we can. At receiver, not a whole lot of talent here. Caliph? I don't know. Raymond will get the start. He's our highest overall at a 75. He played at Holy Cross. And then Andy Isabella did end up coming available. He's a 70 from Massachusetts. We have Jeff Smith, Tajay Sharp, Bo Melton, and Tristan Jackson. At tight end, Tyler Croft will get the start. Also have Hunter Long, and potentially we could start him as he is the younger of the tight ends and not a huge disparity in between the overalls, so potentially he gets a start. At left tackle, Justin Pugh will get the start. Left guard will be Elijah Wilkinson. Center and our lowest overall starting offensive lineman will be Matt Pert, his 67. Moved him over from a right tackle, so definitely not a real spot that he has played. Zion Johnson is a rookie with hidden dev, 73 overall. Hopefully he pans out well. He's getting the start at right guard. And at right tackle, Chris Lindstrom, who was a right guard, but he was also going to be our best right tackle, so sliding him out there. On the defensive line, we will be running the 3-3-5. It's pretty much what I do with most of my defenses. Kimoko Turi is the highest overall at a 71, but we'll be starting the third-year player in Alton Robinson, just because he's a fair few years younger, only one overall less. So he'll be getting the start, and hopefully he'll pan out. At right guard, we will have Zach Allen. We also have Steven Means and Wyatt Ray. And I forgot to mention Malcolm Kuntz will be a backup. At DT, Sebastian Joseph Day will get the start there with Karan Reed, maybe, and Chris Slayton will back up that spot. Left outside linebacker, there is Kevin Pierre-Louis. He will not be getting the start, though. Instead, it will be the second-year player in Isaiah McDuffie. Backing all of them up, though, is Lakem Williams, and he'll definitely just be a backup. Now, here's one of the names I know I'm going to mess up. I know the last name is Olukin. Honestly, the first name, I'm going to have to look it up. And from what I've found, it was Foyesade Olukin. Maybe I'm getting that right. We also have John Radigan, I think is how that one is pronounced, backing him up. At right outside linebacker, we do have Matt Milano. So our top two guys are really good. Then we have some work in progress guys. Zaire Franklin will back up at that spot. At corner, we moved Devin McCourty from free safety to corner. He doesn't have the best speed, but it'll have to do for now. He is also pretty old, could retire after the first season. Isaiah Rogers Sr. will also be one of our starters. And then Will Harris will probably play in the slot. Past him, there is Isaac Yadam, maybe, and Blesson Austin. We also have Trey Avery and Trill Williams. At free safety, Justin Simmons and Cam Lewis backing up. Strong safety, we do have Logan Ryan and Duron Harmon. So we really have a 1-2 punch, but again, it's the same thing where we have the same age, same overall. So just play the hot hand, I suppose. And then Elijah Riley will back up. At kicker, we do have Riley Dixon, who is not an actual kicker. He is a punter, but we're forcing him to be our kicker this year because I could not find one from one of the available schools. And then Sterling Hofreicher, maybe is how it's pronounced, will be our punter. We do have pretty much one of all of the normal picks until you get into the late rounds. We have an absolute and absurd amount of 6-round picks. I don't know why the Jets have traded for so many 6-round picks, but honestly, those 6-round picks might just be our entire draft, and I'll show you why. So obviously, with this being the state or states only challenge in this case, we could only draft players from the available states. And I already went through, and we have a grand total of 12 available players. This is probably going to be one of the more difficult challenges because of the lack of available players. I'm pretty sure they have the least amount of the groups I have originally made. I might split up or one or two of them which could rival, but there's less than 90 available players in the NFL who played at one of these available colleges. So that's going to show with the draft where we have 12, and the highest projection are day 3s. There is a cornerback in Stephon Collins out of Connecticut. There's a linebacker, J.J. McDougald. Possibly could be the way it's pronounced. I could also be butchering that name. Out of Buffalo. There is James Snell out of Syracuse, a left guard. And then a left tackle, and Anthony Oliver, also out of Syracuse. Those are the highest projections we have available to us, which means we're probably going to need to make some big trades this year if we're going to see this roster improve at all. And we are definitely going to need to find ways to improve. We have a 73 overall offense. Defense is not awful, a 79 for a 75 overall team. So defense is going to have to hold strong. We do have a good secondary. Starting linebackers look good. The defensive line is going to need some work. The offensive line is going to need a little bit of work. Receiver group's going to need a little bit of work. And quarterback will probably need a lot of work. Especially if Matt Ryan retires after this first year, we would just be left with Dolgala and then Tyree Jackson, because there was not a single quarterback available in this draft, even potential undrafted. So we're either going to have to win year one or really hope we can find some good trades. So let's see if we could at least win opening day against the Baltimore Ravens. And we'll be getting this series started off on offense. So let's see what Matt Ryan and this team can do. Pacheco will get the first handoff down the middle. Actually, some decent amount of running. We already had one big injury, though, on the offensive line, at least during practice. So it'll be fine for the next game. But Pugh did, I think, dislocate a finger or broke a finger or something during practice. So we have the brothers Lindstrom actually starting at the tackles today. And we'll have a 3rd and 4 after a really bad attempted halfback screen. We should see a pretty decent rotation of all the running backs. Matt Ryan sitting in the pocket here has time to throw across the middle. Going to be caught by number 11. Is that perhaps Bo Melton? No, it is Raymond. He is getting the start in the slot as well as on the outside whenever we come out with just 2. But we are going to be playing a vertical zone run, at least to start off with. That was the best scheme fit as Daniil Hunter will get back there for a sack. And that's at right tackle where we actually have the best of the Lindstrom brothers, our best offensive linemen. We'll go with another pass here. That's going to be Pacheco with the catch, trying to get back the lost yardage, and he will at least manage some of it. We'll still be 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 to be more specific. As we come out, 2 to the top, 1 down to the bottom. Hard count, no one jumps. Ryan sitting in the pocket. We'll go to the bottom of the screen. Caught. That's Croft. Not quite close enough for the first down. Probably going to be punting. And it was a fairly decent punt at that. Booting them back to the 13 as they'll come out 2 up top, 1 down to the bottom. Pass across the middle's wide open for a first down. Going to be about a gain of 15 yards there. Deshaun Watson, the quarterback here for the Ravens. He'll find Josh Reynolds, which is funny because I'm pretty sure Josh Reynolds was one of our starting receivers at the start of the Texas Only Challenge that we just wrapped up. So quite fitting, as we at least don't allow a catch there. 2nd and 10, staying in shotgun. They got 2 to the top, 1 down below. We'll see how well this front 7 holds up. We have a couple decent guys and a couple guys that definitely need some improvement, as that should be a split sack, but they give it all to Alton Robinson. I want to say it was Sheldon Day, perhaps, who also provided a little bit of rush there. Maybe one of the other DTs that still don't know the name of. Will be a pass here, 3rd and long, towards the top and intercepted. Thrown into double coverage. I think that's Simmons, who might make this a pick 6. And surprisingly, actually not too surprisingly, the defense is our highest rated on paper, and they're playing a lot better than the offense was. And to top off the good news, our punter turned kicker also hit his first point after, so doing pretty decent there. As we'll jump into the quicker sim again, wanting to get through at least week 7 in the first episode here, kind of give us a gauge, as we have a penalty on Will Harris, but give us a gauge as to where this team is. Perhaps we might still make a trade in this one. Another sack to start off with. Love to see it. 3rd and 11. Defense stands tall. Forces the field goal. Ravens get their first 3 points. As for our offense, starting off with a 5-yard penalty there on Golston. We'll then lose 2 on for... Actually, there was definitely not a 5-yard penalty. But, okay, doesn't matter. 2nd and 8, we get 8. Did I say 2nd and 8? 2nd and 12, we get 8. 3rd and 4. Nice big catch there, Tajay Sharp. He was supposed to be a really good receiver out of college and just never quite got going. Another -3 there. 3rd and long. But Raymond shows up, gets us inside the 10. So let's see how Matty Ice can cap this drive off here. Coming out in shotgun, 2 up top, 1 down below. Was your the halfback screen that actually almost made something out of nothing there. Was expecting some loss on the play, considering there was about 4 unblocked defenders. Second and goal, quick drop back throw, caught number 17 with the second touchdown of this series. I believe that's Tajay Sharp who had the big catch on 3rd and long. Well, so far all looking good as we get another sack, this time from Alukin. And we've seen this before in many of the state-only challenges. First game goes fairly well as the defense gets another stop here, forcing the punt. But yeah, we've seen it a lot of times. We start off looking really good, and then we just can't keep that up throughout the remainder of the series, or at least season, as we do have a 3rd and long here, and it's a penalty that gives us a free first down. All right. Or apparently not. They have the ball. So maybe it was a turnover that also had a penalty on it after the turnover. It is what it is at this point as they work their way inside the red zone. Miles Sanders getting some carries here, now inside the 10, down to about the goal line for the touchdown. Miles Sanders really took that drive to his own. That was honestly the only time the defense has looked kind of bad as Jeff Smith gets his first catch, 16 yards. We'll rewatch it as we enter the 2-minute warning there. 6 more yards gets us into plus territory. 3rd and inches, do we get the first down? We do. Let's watch the remainder of this drive. A little under a minute left. We have all of our timeouts, trying to add on some more points here before halftime. Matt Ryan will go with a quick throw in between 2 different receivers. I'm going to assume it was for the guy on the slant, but it could have also been for Croft, the tight end, who was a little bit behind. 2nd and 10. Nice blocking. We go deep. Croft can't catch it. And that was actually a really good throw there by Matt Ryan. Tight ends, you know, the ones we have, I'm not too sold on. 3rd and 10. We got 2 either side here. Matt Ryan will go to the bottom of the screen and a quick grab. Actually, no, didn't even land in bounds. So we'll send out the punter turned kicker for a very long field goal attempt. This one would be about a 53-yarder. And he does not have the accuracy nor the power. So the Ravens, with all 3 of their own timeouts, about 30 seconds on the board, they should be able to get into field goal range at least. Sean Watson dumps this one off. Sanders not getting very far. Milano with a nice tackle in open field. Will end up being a gain of 3. And they do end up calling a timeout. 2 up top here this time. Another quick throw off target there from Watson. He has not had the best start to his season. 4 of 8, 44 yards, and an interception. Be 3rd and 7 here. They'll go underneath. Wide open receiver for the first down. About 15 seconds left on the board, calling their second timeout. And they would be kicking from about the same distance as we were here, so they probably need a few more yards. Still have that one last timeout. But we have a pass rush coming in here. Allen couldn't quite contain. Watson will scramble. Get him up to the 34, 10 seconds left. They might take 1 shot here, then send out the field goal unit. Will be tripped. I guess they had 3 targets up top. They do go with the tight end underneath here. We'll get him down to the 24, calling that last timeout. So to make this a 1-point game going into half, they're kicking from the 31. Would be a 41-yarder. That one is up and looked a lot better than ours. Well, as we get the second half of this game underway, Logan Thomas gets 19 yards. Already well into plus territory there with 17 more. Defense started off looking good. They've been a little iffy since as they convert a 3rd and long, another 14 yards there to their tight end. 2nd and 13, they get back the lost yardage. 3rd and 9, doubling it to 18. Down inside the 10 once again, 2 yards there for Sanders. 2nd and goal, 6 more yards down to the goal line. Sanders gets his 2nd touchdown of the night. Well, let's see if the offense can kind of bounce back here. Didn't start off great. We at least got, the pick 6. That definitely helped us out earlier. But since then, really the offense hasn't done much. 6 rushes for 10 yards for Pacheco. Again, let me know if I'm butchering that down in the comments section. 2nd and 7 will be a pass here from Matt Ryan. Go towards the top. Nice catch this time, Tyler Croft. That will give us a lot of yardage. Now into plus territory at the 48 as we come out with a single back set. Will be just a handoff down the middle and stuffed by Daniil Hunter. And apparently we're going to quickly change what we were doing now. Go with the shotgun. A tight one, though. Got 2 to the bottom, 1 up top as we dump this one off. Pacheco will get the catch. We'll fight through 2 defenders, close to the first down, 3rd and 1. See, this would be a good time to bring out A.J. Dillon, but we still have Pacheco in, even though I've marked Pacheco as only, I guess he's our main running back as well as our third down back. And he does actually have some power to his game. I want to say he has 80 trucking, so he does the job well enough for us there. As we move over Jeff Wilson, will be a quick slant, not really slant, more of a drag route to him. Get about 3 yards. And honestly, from what I've seen so far from the offense, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a vertical. I feel like we've had a lot of short game here as we go right back to another short pass. Jeff Smith, I want to say. He gets the catch, setting up another 3rd and short. Do we hand this one off to Pacheco down the middle? 2 receivers down to the bottom. We had 2 tight ends in, and there's enough running room there. You know, honestly, the center, probably he's getting some help from his guards. But considering he was our lowest overall original starting offensive lineman, he's doing a pretty decent job. Same for Alex Lindstrom, who's getting the start at left tackle with the injury to Pugh. Gonna find Jeff Smith once again. I keep wanting to say Jeff Wilson. Jeff Smith with the catch. 1st and goal down to the 5 as the 3rd quarter is running to an end. Can we tie it up before the whistle blows? Not if we cut back to where there's 2 free defensive players. So we will head into the 4th. Set it to tie this game, at least. We did not put any points on the board in the 3rd quarter. Granted, I don't feel like we had the ball for very long. Empty set here on 2nd and goal. Pass, easy catch. Who is it? Reynolds? No, do we even have a Reynolds? That was close. Raymond, who is our highest overall receiver, with the punter booting this one through. Game is tied. Now, can our defense get back to positive form here and actually get a stop? Allow our offense to try to take this game late. Will be a bit of a read option perhaps there. They do hand it off down the middle. Sanders will get 4. And we'll bring out the double A gap look here as they have a tighter shotgun formation. 2 receivers down below as they go with another read option. Sanders takes it. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets about half a yard. Now on 3rd and 6, can we get off the field? 2 down to the bottom, 1 up top. Hard count, no one jumps. Slant, caught wide open once again. Number 18 has done that several times today. And that is Deontay Johnson, who's been, really, like I said, really good for them converting on 3rd down several times. Watson has all the time to throw, but knocked out. Number 25, I believe that was. We'll learn some of these guys as we go along here. 2nd and 10, bunched down to the bottom here for Watson, but they hand it off. Have some open running room there, especially after that first broken tackle. Nice job there by, I think it was Logan Ryan to get the tackle. We'll set up 3rd and 4 with a bunch up top. 1 lone receiver down below. Watson gonna scramble to the top. Joseph Day's not gonna get there, and he's headed freely inside the 30 as he slides down. 5 rushes, 50 yards. Every time he's scrambled, it has been for a first, at least on average. Trips look down below as they set up the wide receiver screen and not gonna get anywhere. Nice tackle there by Milano. Will be a loss of 2. Tried to get that out to DJ Chark, but we have some speed on our end too, at least if we line up in the right spot. 2nd and 12, we bring a bit of a blitz, and nice tackle on the edge there. No 1st down rush that time. That was Rogers Sr. with the tackle, one of our younger corners, despite him having the senior a part of his name. And a nice adjustment there by the tight end will give him a 1st down. Pass looked like it was going to be behind him, but just nice play there by Thomas. And he's got a couple of those today. 2nd and 10, pass across the middle, and that should have been picked. 23 drops it, and we lose out on a perfect opportunity to swing momentum here late in the 4th quarter. Will be another handoff. Sanders breaks the tackle, but not getting by Logan Ryan. Although Sanders has had a really good game today. But we have another 3rd and long, which we've struggled with for a majority of this game. They do hand it off, apparently just going for the field goal advantage. We do finally get Sanders down. It'll be a gain of 2 as we head inside 3 minutes. So the field goal unit comes out. Kicking from the 25 will be a 35-yarder. And that one is right down the middle as they retake their lead with about 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the board. Now all we need is a field goal. A touchdown puts us in front. So let's play safely and not just throw crazy passes that we don't need to be doing. We'll get a gain of about 2, maybe 3 on first down. We'll set up 2nd and 7 with some more shotgun looks here. Matt Ryan sitting in the pocket. Offensive line, like I said, doing really well. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the grab there on the slant. That leaves us with 3rd and 7. As we set up the halfback screen, we have blockers out in front, but Pacheco can't make the one guy we needed to make miss. So on 4th and inches, this is going to be one of the rare times I will come out on a 4th down conversion we need to make. And Pacheco's in, despite me telling him to put AJ in. But he gets us the first down. We'll call our first timeout. Now, can Matt Ryan and this offense finish off this drive? Just over a minute and a half remaining. 2 timeouts left. We're about 52 yards away. We dump this one off Pacheco. He's been pretty solid in the receiving game, and he'll get about a first down there, just a little shy. As we'll come out with a tight shotgun look here. Matt Ryan sitting in the pocket. Pass rush is working its way through. We'll dump it off again for Pacheco. Now under a minute. 2 down to the bottom, 1 up top. Matt Ryan will go down the middle of the field. Going to be a catch for number 83. If only I knew the name, I could be more excited. But he does get a nice catch, setting us just outside the red zone. We dump this one off again. Pacheco breaks a tackle and then gets smacked by number 3. We'll call our second timeout, but then quickly get back to the line. 26 seconds remain. We're in field goal range, so we just need to play smart here. Pacheco gets us the... No, he doesn't get us the first down? Come on, we're playing at home. And this might be the last play because Madden sucks at clock management. We need this in the end zone. 5 seconds. Get down. Call the timeout, please. Thank you. And luckily, Madden knows to send out the field goal team. But we are getting iced, and again, we don't actually have a true kicker on roster. So our punter stands back at the 15. Kicking from about the 13-yarder, be a 23-yarder to tie this game and send it into overtime. And it will be our defense who has to head out first. Can we get the stop? Will be a pass here. Watson, pass rush coming in. Alton Robinson gets the hit in on him. Unfortunately, we couldn't intercept the awkward pass. Almost a great play there. Still a solid play. 2nd and 10 will be another quick pass. Thrown down to the bottom. Knocked out. Nice job. The DBs of this group should be solid for us. It's more of the defensive line that we're going to have to hope comes through. 3rd and 10. Motioning over one of their tight ends. Will be another pass here. Watson looking to scramble. He's done very well today, but not this time. Joseph Day makes the play. And we essentially find ourselves in the same situation. All we need is a field goal. This time, we'd walk away victorious as we have a nice pass right down the sideline. He stays in bounds. This is going to be it. Walking off game 1. Great play, Jeff Smith. No longer I think you're going to be Jeff Wilson. You are Jeff Smith. Now with that catch and ending this game, first game of the Northeast, the New England. I don't even know exactly what to call it, but the first one of this series. Victorious. Our defense gave us a shot in overtime, and the veteran quarterback delivered a beautiful ball. And we had over 300 yards passing, only 36 rushing. We'll see if we can improve that as we go. Defense allowed about 300 total yards. Not awful for their first showing. And actually, surprisingly, this team's success has pretty much continued. Week 2, 28-14 win over the Browns. We did stumble week 3 against the Bengals in a 31-21 loss, but then bounced back immediately the next week with a 19-10 win against the Steelers. And in this Browns game, Alton Robinson got a dev boost already up to a star. So honestly, they're playing a lot better than I thought they would have as we take a look here at the stats from these games. 300 plus passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception from Ryan. Not a great game running for Pacheco, only 2.7 yards a rush. Decent from AJ Dillon, just only had 3 carries. And Khalif Raymond, 2 touchdowns, 1 for Tajay Sharp. Hunter Long got the start in this game because our other tight end had a turf toe injury, I want to say, and he looked really impressive. He might be a long-term starter, pun intended. And then there was a few catches down the line for a few other players. Our tackle leader, Will Harris, had 6. So really, I mean, the tackles were just spread out. We definitely had some tackles for loss. Logan Ryan, Karoon Reed, and Joseph Day each had 1. Alton Robinson, 2.5 sacks. He only needed 1. Definitely got that job done. Joseph Day had 1. And then Zach Allen had half. And we also had 2 interceptions. 1 by Matt Milano and 1 by Devin McCourty. And our punter was good on all of his kicks. Now, in the game that we lost, Matt Ryan under 300 passing yards, only 1 touchdown, and his completion percentage was actually better than the previous game. Rushing, also better, 4.6 yards a carry, and Matt Ryan also ran the ball once for 4 yards. Receiving-wise, Raymond, again, really good game, over 100 yards, then kind of spread out to a few different guys. And Tyler Kroft back in this game, he did get the touchdown, but he only had 4 catches for 22 yards. I'm just not sold on him. Matt Milano led us in tackles with 10. We had 2 more tackles for loss, one by Allen and the other by Harris. But we did not record a single sack following the previous game where I think we had 3 or 4 sacks. And Justin Simmons had another interception. So in 3 games, he's had 2. Not too bad. And our kicker, again, perfect on all of his kicks. Now, in our most least scoring 19-point game, Matt Ryan just over 200, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he completed 64% of his throws. Rushing-wise, 3 yards on average, 4 for Dylan. So if he gets carries, he's consistently getting 4. Now this time the big game goes to Tajay Sharp with 106 yards, Raymond only 40, same for Jeff Smith, but he got the touchdown. And once again, Kroft, 4 catches, about 20 yards. Think for this next game that we watch, I'm going to put in Hunter Long. Zaire Franklin led us in tackles in this game, which is interesting. He shouldn't be out there all too often. Only 2 tackles for a loss, Allen and Ture. And Allen actually had 2 sacks in this game. And still 100%, at least in the sim games, Riley Dixon, he did miss the field goal in the watched game earlier. And speaking of watched games, a big one here early on in the season, week 5. The Dolphins are 4-0. We are 3-1. We're obviously division rivals. So this could be a big game to help dictate how the rest of this season goes. We don't face another division rival until week 8 with the Patriots. They are 2-2. The Bills, same record as us. So this is a tight race already for the AFC East. So let's jump in, primarily watch red zone attempts here in this Miami game. But we will go ahead and jump on into the first possession of this game, at least for both offense and defense, and then go into the red zone sims from there. Pacheco starts us off with about a 4 or 5 yard gain. And he does seem to be very hit or miss. You know, he'll have a really good game where he's getting, good average, and then a game where he's really not doing a whole lot. We potentially might need to switch out him and AJ Dillon as the primary guy and still keep Pacheco out as the third down kind of guy, because we do play with a lot of shotgun, so he'll still be out there quite a bit. 3rd and 1, we go with a pass. That's going to be Jeff Smith with the catch, who obviously walked us off in that first game that we watched. And for the most part, I mean, it's kind of just been a spread for a good bit of our receivers. Reynolds has, or not Reynolds. Oh yeah, I already forgot what it is. It's similar to Reynolds. Raymond, that's what it is. He's had, I would say, the best go so far. 2nd and 10, we do have 2 receivers either side, including a tight end down below. Pick up the blitzer well. Gonna find, is that Jeff Smith again? No, Tajay Sharp. I would say he's been fairly decent as well. I mean, nothing spectacular, but we don't have a spectacular offense, but they're getting the job done. As Matt Ryan has a blitzer who will hit home, tossing him down at about the 47. That was Ojulari coming around the edge, and Pacheco definitely didn't pick it up very well. 2 receivers down below, 1 up top as we have 2nd and 18. Not quick slant, it was a quick out, as I did also forget to switch out the tight end. So we'll give Kroft another go here in a watched game, but I'm thinking I'm going to like Hunter Long more. 2nd and 12, going to motion over Tajay Sharp. Go up top, and right past the safety. Raymond is in the end zone. Okay. I definitely thought that was going to get swatted away, but I will take it. Now, can our defense have just as good of a start as our offense? Joe Burrow, the quarterback here for the Dolphins, as he hands off to Alvin Kamara, who'll get about 12, 13 yards. So there's definitely some dudes we will need to slow down. They look like they have a really good right tackle. I want to say that might be Sewell, perhaps, as it will be a play action. Alvin Kamara does a really good job picking up the blitzer. I believe it was actually Alton Robinson who was getting back there. But instead, they'll get a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. 2 receivers down below, 1 up top in the tight shotgun formation. Burrow will go with a quick throw, quick tackle, a number 31 up top. Zach Pascal was the receiver. Now on 3rd and short, what do? They go with a pass. They do a really good job picking everyone up and have a wide open, I could only assume tight end, deep down the field. And indeed it was a tight end, Jonnu Smith. Trips up top this time for Burrow, with Jonnu Smith just at the bottom of the line. Will be a play action pass, going across the middle and knocked away. Nice job, number 32. I want to say that's McCourty, but I might be wrong. 2nd and 10, another trips look up top. This time Jonnu Smith standing at the bottom. They go with a in route for about a 1st down to Pascal, but they mark him about an inch shy, even though that ball very clearly is past the line to gain. So they'll come out with a pistol look. Kamara in the backfield. They will hand it off to him. Really good blocking up front. That was going to be an easy 1st down. Well, so far, it looks like this might be an offensive battle, as they have a bunch down to the bottom. Kamara again, the lone back. Hard count, no one jumps. Burrow sitting in the pocket. Will go across the middle and will find Pascal maybe in the back of the end zone. They originally ruled not a touchdown, but it looks like we're going to have a review. Can't really tell anything with this angle. I mean, he definitely caught the ball, but was it in bounds? With this angle, you're not going to show me anything. I'm going to assume yes, though. And indeed, that's what they decide. Putting the touchdown on the board. The point after here will tie the game up as we jump on into a quicker sim. Now again, we will watch some when we get down to the red zone. So if we're not getting into the red zone, this game will get through fairly quickly as we don't get the 3rd down conversion there. Heading on into the 2nd quarter, we punt away. Dolphins on their next possession. Good play for us 1st and 2nd down as Joseph Day gets the sack. 3rd and long, force the throwaway. All right, so both defenses do much better the 2nd go around. Croft will get 14 yards here. A penalty on Wilkins move us down inside the 25. And then he'll immediately push us out of the 25 with a sack. 2nd and 15, dropped by Jeff Smith. 3rd and 15, we get 10. Kick the field goal. Missed. Riley Dixon. Well, apparently we just can't, as we get a fumble recovered by Justin Simmons. I was going to say, apparently our punter turned kicker just doesn't do well whenever we're actually sim watching, anytime we're watching. And we would have jumped in, but Tyler Croft with a 20-yard grab and the touchdown puts us up 14-7. Sometimes if it's a short down and distance to the goal line, we're not going to watch. But if it's still towards the back of the red zone, we're definitely going to jump in on either offense or defense. Now our defense not doing great on this drive. The Dolphins working the way downfield will convert on 3rd, I think it was 3rd down. Inside the 10, we'll go ahead and let this roll a little bit. -3, 2nd and goal, another minus. Do we actually get a goal line stand? We do. All right, field goal unit heads out and they miss. Okay, well, no kicker having a good day here inside the Jets Stadium. Fine with me, I guess. We're on the better end of it, so it works for us this time. As we're inside the 2-minute warning and we fumble, recovered by Cameron Dantzler. Let's go ahead and watch how our defense does here. Dolphins start in plus territory at the 47. They have all their timeouts, 1:41 on the clock, at least a half. Will be a pass here for Burrow. Sitting in the pocket, pass rush is gonna get there. Down the middle is Reed, he's provided a little bit of pressure there. I am considering a trade already that would move Reed out of the starting lineup. But we'll see that probably towards the end of this episode. We're doing well right now, so I don't want to shake anything up. 3rd and 9, empty look after Kamara moves out. He heads up top as they go across the middle. Jonnu Smith with another 3rd down long conversion. A touchdown would tie this thing up as we head into halftime. The defense has done a fairly good job of they gotten closer to the red zone or into the red zone and closer to the goal line. And I would say our offenses are fairly balanced. when we talk about more so the play calling and how we utilize players, not necessarily the players that are on the field. Now only one timeout remains for Miami. Just under 40 seconds on the clock. They're inside the red zone. Burrow is going to dump this one off top. Jonnu Smith will get a couple out of it. However, that does take off about half the time that they had. A tackle inbounds would be nice. Force them to use their last timeout. Force the field goal, which it looks like we might be doing here. 7 seconds on the board. They do take that timeout, but they're going for it. A tackle inbounds would be fantastic here on 3rd and 7. They have 2 receivers spread either side. Quick throw towards the end zone. Knocked away by the safeties. Okay, you know what? I actually really like that play call there. Go for the quick toss-up. See if you could get the grab. If not, you don't take a lot of time off the clock, and you could still send out the field goal team. Which they do get. Narrows the deficit for them, but we will head through halftime and get back into the quick sim. Now, only down 4 points. Can Miami retake a lead here? 29 yards. Pascal's definitely going to help them out. 6 more yards. Jonnu Smith. 5 yards gives them the first down as they move towards the 30. Now inside the 30. Working their way towards, well, definitely inside the red zone now. We haven't honestly really watched a whole lot of red zone for the defense because they keep doing fairly well. 3rd and 2. Touchdown this time, though, to Jay Sternberger as they do take a 3-point lead. Now, our offense has not seen the field in a while. Can we put something together here? Hunter Long comes in, 16 yards. Love to see it. 14 more Jeff Smith as we get into plus territory. A throwaway by Matt Ryan. Then 14 more yards Jeff Smith gets us to about the 30, where we lose 2 yards on another rush, but we get 4 back, 3rd and 7. Can we convert? No. I'm okay with a field goal attempt here, but I don't trust our punter as our kicker. So instead, let's go for it. We're down 3. We could have tied it with a field goal here. Again, I just don't trust who we have out there, as we're going to have Raymond coming across, getting our first down inside the 10. And now we could go ahead and watch a little bit from the red zone as we come out. 2 receivers stacked down to the bottom, 2 tight ends up top. Going to motion Pacheco out to the top receiver spot. That means we have an empty backfield here for Matt Ryan. Across the middle. Be a catch for Raymond. It was an interesting idea. Did it scare me a little bit? Yes, but, you know, it is what it is as we come out with goal line. That's also the first time we're going to see Kyle Juszczyk as a lead blocker, which does not work. Loss of 1 for A.J. Dillon. Also the first time we've seen him out there. 3rd and goal, coming out with a single back ace formation. Will be a pass here from Matt Ryan, sitting in the pocket. Offensive line is holding up about as well as they can, and we find our receiver. But unfortunately, it was out of the back of the end zone. So we'll send out the punter this time to kick our field goal from about the 14, about 24-yarder, maybe 23-yarder. And we do tie this game up. So back to the quick sim we go as Matt Milano, I could only assume face mask, moves them well downfield, 2-yard gain following, then 7 more yards, sets up a 3rd and 1, which Joe Burrow converts with his feet. Another 8 yards, this time T. Higgins, who I don't think I've seen do much today. We head into the 4th quarter here. Tie game 17-17 as they move close to the red zone, inside the 5, and touchdown for Allen Robinson. Just haven't been able to jump in with any of these because we're already basically into the end zone for a lot of these. Now, can our offense keep it tight here? We need to convert. And this would be an iffy spot to go for it. So let's go ahead and punt away. Defense, we need you to come up big here for us. 3rd and 1, get the stop. They do, dropped by Pascal. They don't go for it by themselves. So we can continue here. Nice catch, 27-yard Jeff Wilson. Might as well go ahead and jump in. Trying to tie this game late in the 4th quarter. 5 minutes remain. We're down 7. Empty backfield here for Matt Ryan. We'll cross the middle. Get about a gain of 7 out of it. We'll set up a 2nd and 4, so it was actually a gain of 6 as we drop under center. Pacheco as the lone running back. He'll take the handoff. We'll get close to the first down before getting dragged down, leaving us with 3rd and 1. 2 receivers stack-ish up top, 1 receiver down below. As we go with a halfback dive, we'll get barely enough for the first down. Again, he's only averaging just over 2 yards a carry. I think after this game, we switch who the main running back is. Still keep Pacheco as the third down guy. Matt Ryan got to get rid of it. Instead, takes the sack by Christian Wilkinson. I believe that's his second, maybe third of the day, as we now have 2nd and 20. Under 3 minutes remaining. Matt Ryan takes the snap. Sitting in the pocket. We'll go for a dump off, essentially. Raymond's will get about 6, maybe 7. So once again, we have another 3rd and long. 3rd and 14. Trips up top, one down below. Ryan will dump it off again. This time Hughes check. We'll get close, but not quite close enough. So from the 13, we'll head out on offense. We have Raymond going on a drag, might be a good opportunity, but how about the tight end on the angle route? Will get us down to the 2. Let's hit the hurry up here. See if we can find some space. Go with a quick toss out to Pacheco. Do we have some blocks? Have to cut back in, try to power through. No, okay, let's hurry up again. Gonna have to flip the formation. Send the bunch over to the right-hand side, looking for Smith on the kind of quick. That's not what I wanted, but I'll take it under long. I tried to snap the ball instead. I snapped it and threw it. This time for our advantage, though, as we could take a tie game here late. But can someone on this defense give us a chance here in regulation time to get a lead? Or at least continue on into overtime as the pass rush is coming in. We'll force a beautiful throw. Joe Burrow up to the 40. Pascal has made some fantastic plays today and is really helping out his offense here. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Burrow in the pocket will dump off again towards the sideline. And they say that was caught in bounds. Yeah, no, definitely booth review that. I'm just going to go ahead and try to expedite this because I know that was not a catch. Indeed, bringing it back for 2nd and 10. So another bunch look down below, one receiver up top. Single back set, Burrow under center. We'll drop back, sitting, waiting. We'll dump it off up top. We'll get a few out of it. Out of bounds, Pascal again. Now 3rd and 6. Defense. Get the stop. Bunch again down below. They're just running the same formation. Possibly the same play. As, yeah, it's the same play over and over again. It doesn't work again there. And they're definitely not in field goal range. So it looks like they will be punting this one away unless it's a fake. No, they do get it away. We almost get the block, but we're going to be having to traverse almost the length of the field here. And I'll let the team start it off by themselves. 3 timeouts remain. Matt Ryan, can he do it again? A late game victory as we dump it off to Pacheco, who at least fights forward for the first down. Are we going to call a timeout? No, we waste about 10 seconds. 1st and 10. Another quick throw across the middle. Not a first down. Now we call a timeout. Have 2nd and 1. Still need to get about, I would say, 30 yards to feel comfortable with the field goal here. 2 timeouts remain. Matt Ryan will get about 6 yards out of that. I would think we would need to get to about the 35 for a field goal attempt. So we're still a good bit away. 1st and 10, Matt Ryan. Pass rush is heading home. He lofts it deep. Underthrown and almost caught by Jeff Smith, almost making another fantastic play for us. Again, need to get to around the 35. That's at least what I could assume. 2nd and 10. We go towards the top. Caught. And it's, yeah, about... Please call a timeout. Please call the timeout. Now, I actually had to jump in to call the timeout for us because the CPU was not doing it. We now are also iced. Do we trust our punter, Riley Dixon, to hit a 60-yarder while also being iced? It might be our best shot. So, we'll head on out. He has plenty of power, but will he have the accuracy? Snap back, kick is up, it's looking accurate, and we hit it, the punter, with a 60-yard field goal will put us atop in the AFC East. Well, this team just does not have any quit in them, and I am 100% making the change at running back. 26 rushing yards, is not acceptable. We have to get more there when we do run the ball. So we will be making that change as well as the tight end spot. But a heck of a kick by the punter turned kicker. And with such a surprising start, I honestly did not think this team was going to play this well. This is where we're going to leave it. We are 4-1 atop the AFC East. We have a half game lead on the Dolphins, a full game lead on the Bills, and a 2-game lead on the Patriots. The Patriots we will face next episode in week 8 at the trade deadline. Speaking of trade deadline, I think at the beginning of next episode, I would like to make a trade for Khalil Mack, probably the highest overall player to ever go through Buffalo for Madden. He's 31 years old, so he's on the older side. He still is a superstar dev, 86 overall. Again, we do not have anyone in this next draft class that is rated higher than a 3rd round projection. So if we get offers for Khalil Mack, what are they wanting? A 1st and a 2nd, or 2 of our best starters on either side of the ball? Definitely not what we're going to do. Let me know what you think about giving up our 1 and 2 for Khalil Mack. As this team stands, that is the only trade I want to make right now. If there was a higher overall receiver, I would consider bringing someone in, but the receivers are playing pretty well. So let me know what you think about that Khalil Mack trade, and make sure you guys are subscribing so you don't miss out on the remainder of this state-only challenge. Hit that subscription button down below, or you can tap on my bear icon in the bottom right, but make sure you tick the bell icon. That way you're notified of when my videos go live. The state-only challenge posted every Wednesday and Saturday. I also have the Commanders Replacement Squad series posted every Monday and Thursday, and a pretty new FIFA My Player Career posted every Tuesday and Friday. So a lot of videos, 6 videos a week. Make sure you guys are sticking tuned. And also, similar with the Commanders Replacement Squad series, let me know who you think the offensive player of the episode and the defensive player of the episode is. I think I have my ideas, but I would like to hear what you guys have to say. But until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
How it's supposed to feel.